All right, welcome. Today we are tackling a huge idea, a really powerful one. What if we could hit the reset button on the internet's core address book? The whole system of domain names, and rebuild it specifically for the age of AGI. This is all about giving the architects of our digital world a second chance to get it right for the future that's coming at us fast.
So let's just start with a big thought experiment. Put yourself in their shoes. If you knew for a fact that AGI was just a few years away, how would you design things like .com or .ai differently? This isn't just a fun hypothetical. It's the exact challenge we're facing right now, and the answer could literally reshape the future of AI safety.
Okay, let's dive into section 1. To really get where we need to go, we first have to understand the digital roads we're already driving on. And the thing is, the internet's address system, well, it was built for a world that simply could not have imagined what was coming. I mean, just look at this timeline. When .com was created back in '85, commercial meant a physical store on Main Street. E-commerce wasn't even a dream. When .ai was assigned to the tiny island of Anguilla, AI was just a niche thing for academics. These domains were never, ever designed for the kind of ethical weight and complexity of a world filled with truly intelligent AI agents. And this, right here, illustrates the core problem perfectly. We are absolutely flooring it up ASI Mountain, Artificial Superintelligence Mountain, on these digital highways that have zero guardrails. The infrastructure just wasn't built for this kind of speed or these kinds of risks. The cliffs are steep, and a crash, well, it could be catastrophic.
So what this really does is force us to rethink the very purpose of a domain name. For decades, a top-level domain, a TLD, has just been a simple bucket, a container for a web address. That's it. But in the AGI era, that's not nearly enough. They need to evolve. They need to become a foundational layer of our alignment infrastructure, with ethics and safety baked in from the absolute start.
So, if our current digital tools are just not up to the task, where do we find the blueprints for this new aligned internet? Well, the answer isn't in some high-tech computer lab. Turns out it's been running in the natural world for a very, very long time.
That's right, 4 billion years. We're not talking about some new, untested theory here. This is the longest-running, most successful, most rigorously stress-tested protocol in the entire history of life on Earth. And it has a name, maternal alignment. The core idea is that we don't need to invent a whole new ethical system from scratch. We can just implement nature's proven protocol for creating intelligence that is aligned and adaptive. And again, this isn't a theory, it is a 4 billion-year proof of concept.
Just think about it for a second. An emperor penguin marching 100 miles across a frozen wasteland just to feed its chick. Or an octopus mother who literally starves herself to death while guarding her eggs. That is alignment in its purest, most powerful form. It's a protocol that's built on a foundation of shared success, where the caregiver's goal is completely, inextricably linked to the well-being of its offspring. Okay, so let's shift gears from biological alignment to civil alignment, how we organize ourselves. And here again, the answer is ancient, it's been tested, and it has been incredibly effective for over 7,000 years. Take the 10 Commandments. The crucial insight here is that they've lasted because they aren't rigid, top-down regulations. They're what you'd call a relational protocol stack. They start with shared success, honor thy parents, then they move to specialization, and only at the very end do they get to enforcement. And, super important, they're adaptable, they're forkable, able to evolve across different cultures and thousands of years.
All right, so now let's see how this ancient wisdom, this idea of using protocols over rigid rules, applies directly to the creation of the internet itself. Because when you're building complex systems at a global scale, history has already given us the playbook. You've basically got 2 paths to governance. On one side, you've got the regulatory path. Look at the EU's AI Act. It took over 3 years just to draft. It's complex, it's rigid, it's slow. Then you have the protocol path. The internet itself was built on simple cooperative protocols like TCP/IP, and it worked. It succeeded because it enabled connection first, without waiting for some central authority to give the green light. In a race against AGI, we just don't have time for that kind of bureaucracy. We need agile protocols. And that really brings us to the urgent reality of the situation. Whether you call it a race or a challenge for a safe future, the principle is the same. We simply cannot afford to sit around waiting for some perfect theoretical tool to appear. We have to use the powerful, proven ones that we already have. And this is our arsenal.
This is our toolkit. We have 4 billion years of maternal caregiving as the absolute base layer. We've got over 7,000 years of relational protocols, like the Ten Commandments, for building civil society. And we have 30-plus years of internet protocols that prove cooperative infrastructure can and does scale globally. These are the tools. Now it's time to build with them.
Okay, so this is where the rubber meets the road. How do we take this incredibly powerful stock of proven protocols and actually translate it into new digital infrastructure for the AGI era? How do we build those guardrails for ASI Mountain?
And here is the concrete, actionable solution: 2 brand new top-level domains, .ia and .mama, and they would be designed from day one with alignment built right into their DNA. This is ICANN's second chance to get this right from the beginning. So here's the game plan. First, you propose .ai for intelligence artificial to serve over 1 billion people. It's a hybrid system, a familiar Web 2 layer on top, plus a Web 3 layer underneath that allows for provable, verifiable safety credentials. Then you propose .mama. Think of this one as the training wheels for new baby AIs. It would have safety protocols built right in, based on a simple but profound question: what would mom do? So these aren't just addresses, you see. They're active infrastructure that encodes care and safety right into the fabric of the internet. And let's be crystal clear, this proposal is not about criticizing anyone for the past. I mean, when .ai was created, AGI was pure science fiction. No one could have known. But now, we do know better. And that makes this a legacy moment for ICANN. It's an opportunity for them to lead this AGI transition by creating new, purpose-built namespaces for the era that's right in front of us.
And that brings us to the historic choice that we all face. We can keep trying to patch our old infrastructure and just hope for the best, or we can seize this moment, this opportunity to build the future of the internet correctly, right from the start.
Ultimately, everything we've talked about really boils down to this one simple question. The domain name system is how AI agents will find each other. It's where they're going to have their very first interactions. So shouldn't that first digital handshake be built on a protocol of care? The takeaway here is a powerful call to action. The internet is, without a doubt, one of humanity's greatest cooperative achievements. The very same organization that built it now has the chance to build its next crucial evolution. An internet where alignment isn't just an add-on or an afterthought, but the very foundation it's built on. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.